Sarah, otherwise known as Yarnmugs on Instagram and Ravelry. Welcome to my 22nd podcast. Today is the 8th of February 2022. Thank you for coming back if you're a returning viewer, and a huge welcome to all of the lots and lots and lots of new viewers and subscribers. I can't tell you how I'm blown away by the sudden influx of new subscribers and followers. So yeah, thank you so much. I think you have all come, a lot of you have told me that you've come from watching Ali from Little Drops of Wonderful, her recent vlog when we both attended the Waltham Abbey Wool Show together. So thanks for giving me a go, and thanks for watching my other videos and subscribing. That really means a lot. And if you stick to the end, I will share something special with everyone that might be nice thing to do. So yeah, this is my podcast about my knitting, my crochet, and sometimes sewing, and I often talk about books that I have read. And today I've got some finished objects and lots of yarn to show you following that Waltham Abbey Wool Show. I won't go into great details about the show because Ali's video or vlog is so good. I will link it down below. Even though I was there, I watched her vlog and it was lovely. She's so informative and really highlights all the fantastic yarn dyers and the stalls that were there. It was a really lovely day out, and yeah, a real treat. But even if it just advertises those people that we bought yarn from, that's a good thing. So yeah, I'll link that down below. And anyone that doesn't tend to check down below, not check down below, you know what I mean, the description box below, I put everything I talk about, whether it's the yarn, the pattern, and the book, you know, I link everything, so to make it a bit easier for you if you're interested in that. Yeah, so first of all, I think I'll talk about what I'm wearing. Actually, let me have a cup of tea. This is the first tea of the day. It's been a bit of a busy morning. I'm having an unusual Tuesday off. I tend to have a Monday off and work the rest of the week, but lately in my job it's been so busy. I've worked so many hours above and beyond, so I'm taking a bit of time owing back. So that's a whole morning of being off, and I've just got some training to do later. So yeah, nice to be doing this video on an unusual day of the week for me. Okay, so what I'm wearing. First of all, I put this on because I was a bit chilly, but in fact it's getting lovely and sunny now. This is the beautiful, let me just make sure I get everything right. It's in the Willow Shade shawl. It was a test crochet for the lovely Helen from Woollychic, and it was made in her beautiful heart spun yarn. And this was a collaboration with River Knits with this lovely greeny colour. It's a very loose, lacy shawl. It's asymmetrical. It has a very small end and a larger end. Very simple to do, but just enough just to keep my neck warm. And I've spoke about Helen's beautiful heart spun yarn lots of times. It's really gorgeous, check her out. So, and then I'm also wearing a finished garment project. I literally finished this morning. That's probably why I've been not a bit busy, but you know, when you do things that you don't normally do, I just yeah, I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Sounds a bit strange, but yeah, I was just desperate to get it finished, and I played massive yarn chicken. First of all, I'll show you about the yarn. It is from the Knitting Shed, Ainsworth and Prin, and this is slubby 4-ply in the charcoal colourway. I don't think they're doing this slubby anymore, but it's lovely. I've used it before. Now I bought 3 skeins of this, but I also had a few grams of some contrast yarn. There's some plain grey, which was Cascade Heritage, and some sort of grey speckly, which I can't remember what that was. It might have even been a little bit of Knitting Shed's. I honestly can't remember, but I did weigh it, and I had 40 grams of the grey and the light grey. And when I was finishing up last night, I was running out of the slubby, and then I had a tiny bit of the Cascade Heritage left, and I think I had about 8 rows to go as well as the cast off, and I was thinking, oh no, I'm not going to have enough, and I really didn't want to have to dip into this third skein just for a few rounds, but I managed to do it. So this cardigan is made out of 240 grams of yarn. Let me move my cup. It's a very drapey knit. Let me just tell you what needles I used. Oh, where's it gone? I've had the page open for days finishing up. Where is it? Um, 4.5mm needles. I use the same size needles for the rib and the cuff. I've done that a few times actually. I don't always go to a tighter needle. It's a lovely make. It's the Featherweight Cardigan. I might just stand up just so you can see. I made it in a cropped, and I measured it against another cardigan that I wear that I like. I'll turn around so you see the back. I'm really pleased with this. If I saw this in a shop, I would gravitate towards it and buy it. Yeah, there's a bit of ease. You can see my arm there. It's a nice fit. Some of the other finished garments, it finishes quite open, quite here, but I wanted it a bit over my boobs a bit more. Even though there's no buttons, I just felt like I wanted it to be, yeah, like that. Oh, it's lovely. Now, I haven't blocked this yet because I literally just finished it this morning. But you wouldn't really know, would you, that it didn't finish in the slubby. I think it's fairly close, the same grey. I don't really know what else to say about it apart from it's a lovely pattern. I would highly recommend. So it's a Featherweight Cardi by Hannah Fettig, Knitbot, and I made the size 5, and that was for, I think, for a finished 45.25 inch bust. But like you say, you don't wear it shut, you know, it's still very drapey. It's not a tight fit, it's just something to put on. Oh, it's lovely. Yeah, really pleased with it. Over the weekend, this is one of my 2021 makes, and it was hanging over to this year, and I really wanted to get it finished, and I'd almost finished it apart from one arm and also the whole rib. Now the rib is, especially this part of the rib, it's made up all the way round and down. You can make it as big as you want, and it could be like a folded, you know, like a collared thing, but I just wanted it to be flat. Maybe I'll take this off just to show you what it looks like. Oh, I'm so pleased with it. Even though, like I say, I've not done tighter needles here, I feel like it, you know, it sits nice. And I'm really pleased with the yoke, having done this bit of contrast. I think that just makes it just a bit different. That's a lovely thing to do as well. If ever you've only got a couple of skeins of yarn, then use another, you know, a matching contrast or leftovers just to do this kind of striping to give you a bit of, you know, to get a cardigan out of 2 skeins of yarn plus some spares, leftovers. Oh, I'm really happy with it. As I'm quite warm, I might take this off, but it is lovely. We'll see how the podcast goes. Got a hair in my mouth. So lovely to get this 2021 garment or project finished. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. So over the weekend, we had an unexpected bit of free time. So my daughter plays football, and often Saturdays are all about football, but she wasn't very well. So we had a day or a whole weekend at home. So after all the housework and bits and bobs were done, I literally just knit sleeves. So I've got another garment I'm going to show you in a minute. But it was a slog, even though I managed to get a sleeve done in a day and another sleeve done in a day and a bit, it felt like a job. So even though that's my dream to just be at home knitting all day, but just knitting on that, it was it was not an, it sounds silly, doesn't it? So it was a bit of an effort, but I think normally you're used to just doing a little bit here and there and switching between your projects, and but I was desperate to get it finished, and I feel a massive sense of achievement to get 3 sleeves made over a course of a weekend, so it can be done. Okay, so that's my first finished project. The next one is the Flax sweater, which again was another project I cast on in 2021, and this is a gift for my niece. And there's always that pressure, isn't it, when you're making for somebody else, thinking, oh, I hope she likes it, I hope it fits. Now, I didn't realise this at the time, but I've since been told that she wanted this sweater in these colours. I'll just show you it. I did put a little label in. I hope it doesn't itch her. Sometimes labels are itchy, aren't they? That's with my little name. So it's the Flax sweater, but I didn't do, oh, what's that bit of fluff? I didn't do the pearl ridges down, I just kept it all just plain knit. It is very big, very loose fit. I did go down to smaller needles for the cuffs and the rib on this one. This is Stylecraft Special DK. It's very big. She wanted it big. Now, she has told me that she loves the show, it must be on Netflix, called American Horror Story? I don't know what that is, but there's a character in it called Tate, and he wears this blue and green stripy jumper, and it seems online that everyone is going mad for it. I think there must be a site where you can buy a shop bought one, and they're all sold out. So yeah, I did go on the hashtag to have a look, and I was thinking, oh, it is very much like it. So she's really excited to have one. I think there's a new series coming up, and she just literally wants to live in her Tate jumper watching. It is so soft. I've washed it and I tumble dried it. I'm a little bit worried about the neck. I don't know why, but it feels like the neck is a bit small. I have tried it on. I can get it over my head, and I have got quite a big head. She has got a lot of hair, so I hope she likes it. So after this podcast, later this afternoon, I'm going to take it to her. But it feels a lovely achievement to have made a whole jump, and it's big for somebody else and in the exact colours that she wants. So yeah, I hope she likes it. But yeah, that's a big thing, isn't it, making for someone else. And I'd had that hanging, I can't even remember, I'm sure I showed you the beginnings of that last year, maybe it was October or November. So it's so silly, isn't it, when things take long. In fact, that's one sleeve just took me, when I say it took me a day, it probably was, all day, apart from getting up and putting some washing in the washing machine. That's all I was doing. But yeah, so lovely to have 2 of my 2021 projects finished. So the only things outstanding from last year now are my Charlotte's Universe blanket, and I haven't done any of that all year so far. But it's still in my bag, it's still near me, I'm still planning to get that finished. And also the other thing I haven't been working on is my Yuletide blanket, and that was for a blanket along that ends in the end of February, so I've got a funny feeling I might not get that done for that blanket along. And that was the Cozy Winter blanket along, run by Ali and Cherie. So yeah, so I won't show you any progress on that. So that is all my finished things. Let's have a breather. I feel like I'm chatting so fast. Now, you can't really see it, but it is really blue out there. Sometimes I don't know whether the camera focuses on me and everything else is white behind, but the sun is, oh, there you go. I never know if I should move. Yeah, can you see? Oh, look at the clouds. It's funny, isn't it? I don't know what it's doing. Is it focusing on me? But it's really, really lovely day. It makes you feel like spring is coming, but it's still quite cold. Right,
let's go back to what I've been making this year. Oh, I think also I had shown you some socks last podcast, and I haven't done any work on that because I've been focusing on these two things. But what I did do was I made 3 gifts of the Heath Hand Warmers, and I've shown you this pattern before, and again, this is by Ali, Little Drops of Wonderful. It's a free pattern. It's fantastic. It's so good. She has written the pattern for DK and has also suggested that you can adapt it and make it longer cuffs, longer, however you want to adapt it. So I just want to show you pictures. I hope you can see it, and anyone that follows me on Instagram would have seen these already. And what I've done is I've used the jewel spun Aran weight yarn. So the pattern's for DK, but I did it in Aran, and I did it on I think a 4mm hook. Let's have a look. Oh dear, where's my bits? Yeah, I tried it on a 5mm because I thought I'm using Aran, but it made the glove or the mitten too big, so I did it again on a 4mm. Now I can make one mitten in an evening, like in about 3 hours. So I'm just going to show you, see if I can. So that's one of them. Oh, it's lovely. That jewel spun is so lovely because you don't really know what you're going to get, what the colours are going to be. Now I made that for a friend for her birthday, and then I made some for my mum in the same yarn, but again you're working your way through, so you've got different colours. Now what I did was I increased the cuff size so it's really nice and long, and also did an extra round on the thumb. But they tend to come to about there, so you could go longer if you wanted to. And then I also made a pair for my sister-in-law, but out of the Nordic Noir jewel spun. So I made a hat in this a little while ago. I think I did show you that on a podcast, and this is that one. So they're not identical, they can't be, because you're just working your way through the yarn, but I would highly recommend that pattern. It's so satisfying to get a gift made in such a short space of time, and it's really easy, and her pattern has links for some video to help if you need that, but it's such a straightforward pattern. I keep messaging Ali saying it's the best mitt pattern I've done. It's so lovely. But yeah, so I did my cuff quite long, so it's nice and tight there. The original is only a couple of rows, and I suppose being Aran, I followed the pattern, but it just made it a bit longer and a longer thumb. So yeah, highly recommend that pattern by Ali. So yeah, let me tell you a little bit about the Waltham Abbey Wool Show. Now when we went, we had both decided we didn't want to just buy random 4-ply skeins of yarn, because we have lots of them already. I'm sure lots of other people in the same position. So I just went with an eye to, I just want to buy something that's different to that I've used before, or thicker yarn. So I didn't really have any projects in mind. I just thought I just want to treat myself and get some different yarn. So first of all, I'll show you this yarn. Now this is by the Wool Kitchen, Helen. I love Helen's yarns. I've got quite a few like 1 skeins of 4-ply, but she had this in her sort of sale, discontinued. It's DK weight, and I just was really drawn to it. For one, because it's DK, and because of all these multicolours. Isn't it gorgeous? There's no label on it. But yeah, again, I could make mittens, I could make a hat, I could make a cowl. So just something a bit chunkier, a 1 skein project probably. So I was really pleased with that. You can't go wrong with Helen's yarn. She's really, her yarns are very different. Lots of this sort of high splashes of really bright colour, really beautiful. So I was really pleased with that. We then went to a stall. Now I haven't got what she was called, but Ali has on her video, and she was selling yarn that is made from other products, so made from popcorn kernels, all sorts, really amazing sort of eco-friendly yarn. And this yarn has been made out of recycled denim jeans. Yeah, that colour is just exactly what it's like. I think this is a DK weight. It doesn't say it here, but I think it was. Yeah, it feels like cotton. Well, it is cotton, that's why. It feels like cotton. It is cotton. It's denim jeans. That's what she said. Yeah, denim recycled. Yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to make, but I've got 4 of them. I think they're 100 grams. Yeah, 400 grams. So yeah, it'd be plenty for a top with a bit of contrasting. And being cotton, that might be nice, something cooler for the summer. I then was really drawn to this stall. This is the Yarn Whisperer. And he had dyed this yarn with a tarot theme. It's called the 4 of Wands. 100% Highland 4-ply zebra yarn. So yeah, I was really drawn to this. He had a shawl hanging up and a hat, I think. Yeah, and it was just amazing how it. I mean, you're not only fascinated by how do they dye it, but yeah, what is it going to look like in a project? And again, it's very brightly coloured, but yeah, I just was drawn to it. So again, that would be a nice brightly coloured shawl mixed with something else. Yeah, so it probably feels a bit random, but I just thought I just want to try some different things. It feels very squidgy. It's really plump. So yeah, so that's the Yarn Whisperer. We then went to, I'm not doing this in order, I'm saying it like we went in this order. We didn't. It was very difficult to choose. I think we wandered round once and without buying anything, just to take it all in. And yeah, you could have bought something from every single stall. It was beautiful. Yeah, so we went to River Knits, and I love their yarn. Not that I've ever bought yet. I've used their yarn for this. No, it's not. Oh God, I'm talking rubbish today. This was dyed with River Knits, I think. Check out Helen's site. It might have more info on there, but I can't remember if Helen went there and yeah, helped dye it, but oh, I'm talking rubbish today. I can't remember, sorry. Anyway, I went to River Knits. This is British Blueface Leicester. It's called the 5th Element. And again, I was just drawn to this. I want to call it barber pole. I don't know if that is what it's called. It's called Chimera Marl Magic. It's only, I think this is only 50 grams. And again, all the time I was thinking, I don't really know what I want to make with it, but she had some mittens there. So I bought a contrast to go with it. And again, that could either be mittens, hat, cow. I just fancied something different. Lovely colours, aren't they? Yeah, so this is called the 5th Element. Can't remember if I said that already. But really pretty. Yeah, they're a bit autumnal, aren't they? But like I say, they can go in my stash until I'm ready to make something with them. Someone that I really wanted to buy yarn from was Truly Hooked. And they couldn't be there. There was a few stalls that couldn't come because of COVID symptoms or positive lateral flows. So when I got home, I went on her site and ordered something. Now the whole way round, I was really interested in buying some, I want to say floof. You know, when you hold the fluffy stuff double with something to make it swishy. And there was lots of beautiful yarn there, but I because I didn't really have anything in mind, I just thought I don't just want to buy a random colour that I don't know if it will go with anything. But it was really nice to feel it all. But when I went on Verity's website, Truly Hooked, she had some. Now again, this is a bit random for me, very different, but I just saw this yarn with all of its bobbles. I don't really know how you may knit with it or crochet with it. It looks like you've made something with it and unravelled it. Look at all curly. It's so soft. Now this is called Bobbles Sock. It's 90% superwash merino, 10% nylon. And it's in the colourway Sweet Peas. It's really soft, squidgy. And also she had this fluff, and this is Sweet Peas as well. So it's the same, but in the fluff. And this is alpaca lace, 74% baby Suri alpaca, 20% mulberry silk. No, it's not, 26% mulberry silk. It's not lovely. But yeah, so I know I've seen lots of other people use fluff that doesn't match, as in it's not a complete match, but once you combine them together it looks nice. But I just thought for my first time I just want to get something that definitely will match. I don't know what I'm going to make with it, but I was just drawn to it. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? But this, yeah, especially. So yeah, I'll share with you when I do make something with it, but go check out Verity. She's got beautiful yarn, Truly Hooked. I've used her yarn before. She's really lovely. Yeah, so I came away feeling like I've got several different things, as in, well, they look similar now, don't they? Stripy, different textured yarn, as well as some DK yarn and some eco-friendly denim yarn. So yeah, that was really lovely. What a nice treat, lovely day out, and some nice purchases. Okay, the other thing I wanted to show you was last year, the end of last year, I treated myself to a couple of yarn clubs, and I showed you last time it's from Beaches and Birdsong. So I can't remember how often I'm getting these, what I signed up for, but they are sort of scenes. I can't remember if I thought they were seasonal, but I honestly can't remember. And anyway, this one came through for January. So this is the picture inspiration, the Brecon Beacons, and this is the sock set. And it's called, see if it's got a name, Brecon Beacons sock set. Superwash merino and nylon. So very much like the picture, isn't it? The greens and even the orange bit for the sun and the browns. And I said last time I really didn't know what I was going to make with them, whether I will make them into socks. They're very subtle, so maybe I will. Even that brown one has got tinges of the orangey peachy. Yeah, so I was pleased when I saw this. I thought, oh, that's nice. I do love green, even if I made something around your neck. So yeah, lovely match with the picture as well. And the other yarn club I subscribed to was from Beehive Yarns. I've never bought their yarns before, but I saw this picture and the colours and I was tempted. So I signed up to get the DK weight. So this is 100 grams. It's her dolly base, which is 100% extra fine superwash merino DK. But look at the colour match. How beautiful is that with that picture? But I subscribed to this because I just thought, I felt like I wanted to get a selection of DK just to have some different weights. So Beehive Yarns, that's a lovely label, isn't it? But yeah, I did think that's amazing. What a match. Nice. Again, really subtle, but some nice speckles. It's her Enchanted Yarn Club. I think this is ongoing throughout the year, and you can dip into it whenever you want. Oh, that's, yeah, really pretty. So yeah, I was pleased with those. Yeah. Now, while we're still on the yarny stuff, I thought I would just chat about what I'd mentioned at the beginning. So, because of the huge influx of subscribers, I've tipped over into the over 1,000 subscribers. In fact, it's now 1.3, which, you know, blows me away. I think I was at 900 and something last time, and generally I get about 25 new subscribers per month. So honestly, that was huge. And my last video, I've had nearly 2,000 views, and normally I get about 500 or 600. So honestly, to some it might seem like a small amount, but that's huge for me. You know, I'm only a small little channel. But to celebrate and to say thank you for the reaching the 1,000, which feels like a bit of a milestone, I thought I would do a giveaway. So while I bought one tiny little thing from the wall show, because I didn't know I was going to get to over the 1,000 at that point. But what I did was I bought some wall kitchen yarn, and again, just with this theme of mine where I wanted to get something a bit different. Now, Helen from the Wall Kitchen, this is her thing. I think she calls it zip yarn. It doesn't say it on here, but it's BFL Superwash. It's a DK, because I thought I'd get some different yarn, not just 4-ply. And even the grey, it is tonal, but with these splashes of colour. And if you go on her site, you can see some of the things that are made out of it, and they just end up being little flecks throughout. So even though it's really, a luminous match with the grey, I just thought that was beautiful. So for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway, I've got some yarn, and I also bought a project bag. Now this is from Jane from Gardening Witch Designs, who's a local maker and friend of mine, and it probably looks a bit Christmassy, but also I thought it was wintry and looked nice with the grey. So it's a beautiful bag, handmade, and it also has these fantastic little either progress keepers with numbers on, so that you remember what size hook or needles you're using. So it's got a 4, a 4.5 or a 5, and I just thought, what a fantastic idea. I'll show you. Isn't that good? So you can attach that to your project in case you ever have to remove the needles and do it for something else. It's a box bottom, fits one skein, and I thought, I hope you like that. But I wanted to support Jane, who's local to me, and Helen, who I think she does lovely yarn as well. And then while I was at the yarn show, I just picked this up. I've seen this before, this image, and it's an Emma Ball image of different people, or can you see, knitting. I thought it was really cute. So this is just a little tin to put stitch markers in, and it comes with a sweet little progress keeper as well, of a cat knitting. Yeah, so I hope you like that. Or I just wanted to say thank you, really. Thank you everyone, all of those that regularly watch, and all of those new people that have joined and have left such lovely comments and looked at some other videos of mine. I really appreciate you taking the time. There's loads and loads of podcasts out there, so yeah, and I hope you like the giveaway. A lovely project bag, lovely yarn, and a little pot for progress keepers. So I've never done it. Now I keep seeing other people talk about, if you leave in the comments a word, and then I can do a random word generator to pick a winner. So I thought, if you just put the number 1000 in your comment, you don't need to say anything more, but if you would like to be entered into that giveaway prize, if you do that, just put the word 1000 and then I will pick a winner for the next podcast. One more thing I wanted to say thank you to Maria, who I think is a new subscriber. Thank you for your generous Ko-fi donation. That's really, really generous and really kind of you, so I really appreciate that. So I have a Ko-fi account, but I just popped it on there a while ago, and I've had a few little donations, so it's just there if ever anyone wanted to, and whatever is on there goes towards yarn and things that I would make. So yeah, that's really, really kind of you. Thank you, Maria. So I just wanted to talk about some of the books that I've read since I last saw you. I think I showed this one last time, The Phone Box at the Edge of the World, and I bought this book because it was recommended from another book that I'd read, and it was lovely. It's about the tsunami that happened. So it's based on a real event, and it's based on a real place. And so there's a place where people go to a phone box and talk to their loved ones who have been lost or killed, or for various other reasons. But it's really, it sounds really, really sad, but it's really uplifting as well. It's a lovely book to read. And it's a love story as well, and where people have lost people and then have come together and meet other people who've gone through the same thing. So and to think that this is a real place where there's this phone box where you can go and talk. Yeah, it's beautiful. So I would recommend that. It was lovely, really lovely book. And then I wanted to talk to you about this one. The Book You Wish Your Parents Had Read by Philippa Perry. And anyone that hasn't heard of Philippa Perry, Philippa, she's married to Grayson Perry, the artist, and they did a fantastic programme through lockdown called Art Club. And she is a psychotherapist by trade as well. Now, I won't go into too much detail, but I'm sure I'm not alone in sort of struggling with being a parent. And at a particular time, we bought this book, and I was almost reluctant to read it because I just thought, it's going to, sometimes life is hard enough, and then you read things and you think, is that going to just make me feel worse? Not make me feel like a good parent. But I can highly recommend this book. It was really sensitively written and was very thought-provoking, so it did make me think about my parenting when my daughter was young, and also don't be put off by thinking that you've done it all wrong, or the advice that you were given years ago was wrong. This book, it's all about repairing, and building up those good relationships with your children or with anyone. And it's really simple stuff, but it's very it really hit home. And I've recommended this book to so many people through my work. So I work with families with children under 5, but that doesn't mean that I'm an expert or that I'm doing it all right. So I read it and I just thought, I've got to share this book. And even the advice that she gives, it's really, really good. So I'd highly recommend this book to anyone, not just if you're pregnant or if you've got young children, but for any generation who have got, children or family members who you're struggling to communicate with. So it's a wonderful, wonderful book, and would highly recommend. I think that might be it. I think we've talked about everything I've made, I've bought, I've read, and the giveaway. So yeah, I hope you're all okay. Thank you again so much for all your positivity that I get every time I upload a video. I love reading. I love reading all the messages and chatting with you. And it's a lovely little community going on here. So thank you so much. I've chatted for about 40 minutes. That's plenty, isn't it? So yeah, if you want to enter that giveaway, just put the word or in numbers 1000, and I'll draw a winner for the next one. So yeah, take care everyone, and see you in March. Bye.